Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Let's Drone Out.
You have to think, man. You have to think because you've been too busy with your farming.
Welcome to Stardew Valley.
I know. And oh man, I was gonna say the other thing, the other podcast. Right, tonight you are joined by Curry Kitten.
Hello.
Tony McPony.
Yeah.
That's a reference to Stardew Valley if anyone's been watching the series on that. Tony is my pony. And I ride him hard. Me and Curry Kitten both.
Yeah.
Andy RC.
Good evening, everyone.
And the wonderful but low, not HD Andrew / Frank.
Hello. Yes, that's me with my terrible
really
integrated camera instead of the fancy camera that I still haven't unpacked yet.
Are you wearing your nipple shirt again?
I think that was a different one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He probably
Looks similar.
Can
burned
Andrew just explain what that small hole is just behind it? There's this hole on his wall, and I don't. It's catching my eye, and I can't work it out.
Is it a glory one?
That one.
Yeah.
That's a downlighter in the ceiling.
It looks just like a hole.
What the hell are you, Spider-Man?
No, it's the camera's down there pointing up at me.
All right.
Level is like that.
It's like a trippy spin, but the face version.
Loads of people in the chat. Hello, everyone.
They don't say hello back.
Yeah.
They don't say hello back.
Hello.
No, do it, Tony.
Mikey Dread, what's up? Zero, MC Creation, Georgie's girls in the chat, Droning on is in the chat, Mr. Frost is in the chat, Enoch is in the chat, RC Dude's in the chat, Art Faulkner's in the chat, Seaweed's in the chat. Who else can I see in the chat? That's about it. Hello.
Aussie Dude. Yep. Darnome as well. He's in. There's loads of people saying hello.
We've seen a load of people in the flesh now.
I know.
Yeah, we've met them.
Faces to put to the names.
And everyone says how tall I am.
And how short Tony is.
I did say you were a Yeti, so they must have had a clue. Big, giant, hairy thing.
Do you think it's a smart idea to spray paint a gorilla mask white? Because you can't buy Yeti masks. And I'm just wondering, will I just look like a white old gorilla?
You're talking about the weekend.
Yeah, or am I gonna...
Yeah.
I don't know how down the Flowers Festival are going to be all right with me saying that I've built myself a time-traveling sex robot.
I mean, you don't have to call it that.
Can someone explain what's going on? Because I have no idea. I'm hearing flowers. I'm hearing...
This is probably an everyday occurrence, but perhaps some context would be useful for everybody else listening.
I think we leave it completely out of context. It's much more entertaining that way. This is relating to Jack's sideline of podcasts and music. So the reason he occasionally disappears early at the end of a podcast he's doing that live in a festival in a field this weekend because I volunteered to do his volunteer slot for him so he could do some DJing.
Oh, cool.
Yep, that's it. Not BJ, Tony. DJ.
It didn't even cross my mind.
Whatever.
Yes, I'm going to be donning a high-vis jacket again, just like I did at Mini Air Show.
What a hero.
So this episode's sort of like the Mini Air Show rundown. Is that the idea?
Yep. We saw.
So what I want to... I guess this is a selfish question for me, but I was only there on the Saturday, so what went down? Perhaps I should say what happened on the Saturday, but I want to know what happened on the Sunday because I wasn't there.
Much the same.
Should we start from the beginning?
Yes.
So, Mini Air Show, that was week before last the weekend after International Drone Day, because that's when we could get a venue essentially. And so on the Friday, load of us turned up to set up. First thing in the morning, there was me and Gavin there, emptying stuff out of our cars to try and have somewhere to sleep later on. The guys had already put up the giant marquees that we had, and we had a massive generator to play with. Eventually we got going. So in previous years, mini airshow has been a sea of mini generators all over the place, and we now had one massive one. So personally, that was like a good toy to play with. We got a load of things set up. We had the brand new flags and gates and things set up on the Pop and Drone Zone dedicated netted area for FPV racing. So we set up the track over there with these massive hoops that were new for this year, to raise up a section of the track around the trees where previously a lot of pilots have been caught out by going very low and ending up behind a little chalk mound, and then you lose entire signal because you're trying to transmit FPV signal through solid rock, which doesn't work too well. So we had these hoops to raise everyone up around that bit to try and improve the signal along there a bit. We had Martin from Fossils putting up the relay bays,
And me, might I add.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, lots of people were helping out in all these ways. Then we had you also brought along all the flags that Dom managed to get hold of for the event. So we had those out for the racing wings and for the X class and the freestyle. So we had those out on the main field. Had the wing pylons as well, that were out on the field. We had huge number of tables and benches and things all going up. We had the drone workshop area. We had the pilot's tent all filled with power and tables and chairs and things, so everyone could be charging and fixing and soldering and all that kind of stuff.
That was packed, that tent was, wasn't it? Or, yeah, so I couldn't believe how much gear there was.
Yeah, some of the photos, and it's just like mountains of stuff. So
And
Yeah.
the night track getting ready.
yep, definitely. So Gavin made use of the other half of that space, and filled it with all his LEDs and interactive the binary throttle racing system, with a as he's in the
He is
chat.
in the
He's
chat,
working
yes.
on some course upgrades as we listen. So there were the lightning modes that Tony was demonstrating a lot.
I did enjoy that.
Yeah, there was the smoke generator and all sorts of things going on. And all
There was even I think Ash got a big surprise in one of his. Should we not talk about that?
No, I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Oh, I
you
don't
missed
know whether
that.
you do.
Oh, dear.
No, go on, Tony. tell it.
No,
Our resident fire marshal took it
Started
upon
getting his
himself.
hose out.
Yeah.
What?
You can guess the rest.
someone was flying. Ash was flying his tiny whoop, and Richard decided to show Richard's tiny whoop to Ash. Yeah, so you could imagine.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Many beers were had.
Is that the excuse?
Yes.
Many beers were had after the incident.
Yeah, before.
And yeah, so that then we were all setting up the running cables, and Jack was taught how to solder whatever fittings they were. I can't remember what they were now.
They were the 1/4-inch jacks and speed connectors as well.
Yeah. So given a crash course in that and pointed in the right direction and soldering up all their speaker cables. We were doing a lot of stuff from scratch and managed to get it pretty much all working-ish. The Saturday morning came along. We had the arts doing the freestyle out on the field while we were doing the registrations, and the Popamera modelers were setting up on the field to do their kind of have a load of static displays, a load of flying displays. So in between our demos that we had, they were kind of making use of the time and the space and keeping everyone entertained. So they had 3D Nitro helis. They had some 3D biplanes, all sorts of things they had going out on there. There was
They
an
had
Alpha
a turbine.
Yeah, there was an Alpha Jet. There was a Turbine Vampire. There was Rupert White came along with his EDF Vampire as well. So there were 2 vampires out there. He also brought along his Fun Jet, which burnt through, I can't remember, it's some crazy number of milliamps in under a minute.
Yeah, it was a 6S. Did you all catch that? Because I was bigging up Roops for a while, saying you've got to watch how he launches it because it's mental. He just stands there, throws it in the air, and it does about 50 spins before he gets it under control. And I was like, that's insane. And he's like, oh, no, that's easy. You could fly it. I was like, no.
1 minute 20 seconds, 6S.
Mental.
The noise that thing gave off as well was just like when it started up, it like made me and Ash jump because it was so
I jumped
loud.
out of my skin hundreds of times when he started that thing up.
That
I
thing
had to hide in the car park.
Yeah, it was so fast, wasn't it? It was just scarily quick. Yeah, like quicker than probably you could like get a turbine going. Really.
I was way quicker than that turbine. But he had such trouble keeping it in that field because it's only small. It's like about 2 seconds worth of flight before he has to go up, come straight back down because he was getting towards 400 feet and straight back again.
Yeah.
Fantastic flying. He has got
Sorry.
I was just going to say, he has got a 12S version, but he didn't bring that with him because that would be,
That's
really
even
mental.
more mental. There's someone in the chat from Japan. Hi from Japan. Been watching weekly, but rarely awake for the live stream. Hello, Japan.
I know. Is it evening there?
Yeah.
No, it's morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
Ohio gozaimasu. How do you mash there? Onegaishimasu.
There you go.
What's happened to Jack?
Don't know. It's Japan. That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't know you. I didn't know
Sugoi.
didn't know you spoke the language there, Jack. I'm impressed.
Oh, just random bollocks.
You just said something really offensive and you don't know it.
More likely knowing that Yeti. Do they have Yetis in Japan?
Maybe. Who knows? Oh man, this is totally doing my head in. I can't put like a new monitor and I can't adjust my arm out the way. It's like so. I just so invasive. I can't deal with it.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice meeting everyone in the chat, though. It was a shame that the Scottish guys couldn't come down. I missed them lot, but it's nice to see everyone from all the Welsh lot, all the Woolly,
all the Woolies,
they were there. That was great seeing all them
guys with Halo RC, all that lot, and
Bloods.
Mikey Dread, obviously.
Yeah, I love Mikey Dread.
Painless
and Gail.
Gail was really sweet. I think she fancied it. Tony.
You guys were like hair twins. Quite spooky. If it wasn't for the fact you're so incredibly tall and she's not, then it'd be difficult to tell you apart.
Oh, could you imagine? Like, I turn around to give her a kiss and it's Jack.
Love the woolly sheep lot. Tony doesn't. Tony sees them as criminals.
I love Steve and all the guys from the Woolly Sheep. I didn't know. Jack said I was I wanted to charge some stuff, and one of the woolly sheep was had a charger out, and it was identical to Jack's.
Well, it's the same make, isn't it?
And Jack was like, I was like, "Can I charge?" And he was like, "Yeah, go there." And I started charging on this charger, putting all my batteries, and this bloke was going, "Excuse me, mate." And I was like, "Yeah, what?" And he was like, "You're using my charger." I was like, "For fuck's sake, Jack, what are you doing? You told me I'm allowed to use your charger." It wasn't even his. He was just like, "Yeah, whatever."
There was one interesting thing about that tent, and that was the amount of really big, like 12 amp multi-star batteries running charges, but also the amount of racers that have gone over the Crossfire now. It was literally all Crossfire. I didn't see any 2.4 gear at all now.
I know there was. I haven't switched over, but everyone was on it. Mind you, I got told if quite a lot of racers are on Crossfire, they start having problems.
They have to turn off the telemetry on the Crossfire protocol because that interferes with everything else.
It makes the band too wide, doesn't it?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Radio magic stuff. I just know that it's bad. I don't know why, really, to be honest. But yeah, the KQRC guys got the team relay racing going, and it was nice to have that back. I think we've got a few ideas of how to run it a bit differently in future, but it's it's good fun.
Is MA4 happening?
It is happening.
So it hasn't done your head in that much for you to say, no, I'm not.
He said,
yeah,
quote unquote, if I start talking about doing another one, have me put down. Really conflicted. I don't know what to do.
Some sort of endorphins must get. This is like a pregnant woman that's just given birth and says never again, and in like a couple of months' time, it's like, oh, I'll have another one. It's like his special mini air show endorphins have kicked in now, and he's like, I must do another one of those. That was really
Are you having another baby?
It is definitely like that. Hopefully, we'll have more than 9 months to do it in though. We'll see. But yeah, I'm still waiting for a meeting with Mike at Popham to organise dates and details and things. But fingers crossed that'll be soon. Unfortunately, he's got some. His wife's got some health issues at the moment, so hopefully everything goes well his end, and we can start talking silly talk about FPV stuff again. But yeah, fingers crossed it will happen. Probably the same sort of weekend, but yeah, all the details will go up on the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/miniature airshow, and also on the website at miniairshow.co.uk. The Tube Master FPV in the chat said the pub quiz was a winner.
I did love the pub quiz.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe the quality of the pub quiz. It was like, honestly, all you needed was like a bar and some ashtrays on the table and
There
some
was a
beer
bar.
mats.
there was a bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one seems to have noticed the bar, unfortunately, so the bar isn't coming back.
The bar needed to be in that tent with us.
Tony, shall me and you run a bar? Shall we get a liquor license?
What, like bottom?
Yeah.
Edie's bar.
Edie's bar, yeah.
I would never buy a single drink from that bar, can I just say?
Only because we'll spike you.
Exactly. Ash was trying to get me drink all day, so I would stay over there.
Oh, that's hilarious. Why are you sat in the dark and why aren't you in chat? I've been abusing you for the last 10 minutes in chat and you're not there.
In chat? Oh, right. No, I am there. I've just
Look, at Andy RC. I've got Andy Grew FPV, Andy, and Andrew Himes.
I've got the curtain shut because unlike where you are, the sun is just blaring.
It's absolutely peeing down here.
It's absolutely. It's quite unpleasant. And I like it. And I like it in the dark as well.
Still raining. Richard Harwood said, question, is the UK drone show at the NEC Birmingham worth going to? Yes.
I thought it got cancelled last year. Or was that
last year it
else?
did, but this year it's back on.
So it's doing it in collaboration with the technology show, I believe. So I imagine that kind of makes it a lot easier if you co-locate that sort of thing. But yeah, that's coming back this year, which would be good to see. That's kind of the two big dates in the calendar, really, for us, isn't it? It's Western Park and the UK drone show.
What dates? What dates the UK drone show?
December 5th and 6th, off the top of my head, but I will just quickly have another look, so that we can inform people and be helpful, because that's a thing that podcasts can do sometimes. If they
only sometimes.
Yeah,
I can't make Western Park, so I'm
a
bit gutted about that. But
why not? You're the one who keeps going about meeting
can't
up
go
there.
now.
What's your excuse?
Doggies have no home to go to if
You've got
I
no dog
leave.
sitter.
No dog sitter, I'm afraid. Actually, just checking Poo Cam now, and it's all clear.
Yeah, 1st to the 2nd of December 2018 at the NEC in Birmingham.
So it could get cancelled yet. Don't do any Airbnbs or anything. It seems to be the case, doesn't it?
You should learn this.
Yeah.
It seems that when Frank orders an Airbnb, it gets cancelled.
It's only happened once.
That's it.
I think it was probably a better trip anyways. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I reckon, because if it was at an event, we probably just hung out at the event and not together. So we've had the best of both, because we've had mini air show where we could do that, but there was stuff going on, and then
but we can't leave it a year till we all meet up again. We need to organise.
We saw the other week.
We're all going to Western Park in 2 weeks.
Oh, you bastards!
Can't you hire a dog sitter for a day or something, or
bring the dogs?
No, too much hassle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think one's quite elderly as well.
Yeah.
Don't talk about Tony like that.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, it is a long walk at Western Park, much longer to the flight line than at Popham. Yeah. But what's cool about Western Park is they have full scale stuff. I think we talked about it before, haven't we? And the large model associations there. What are you laughing at?
McRae Part 2.
What?
Our name in the chat said Colin McRae Part 2.
Ah, yes, absolutely. Man, they know the stories better than us. Like shouting out the punchlines.
That's it. We have memes.
Yeah.
Oh man, like I'm tempted to bring a spare tire with me.
So I've never been to Western Park before. What goes on there? Because I'm trying to get there. Negotiations.
Western Park's been going on for years and years. I think last year was the 25th anniversary, something like that. I'm sad to say I was at the very first one, which shows you how long I've been doing this.
He was born there.
Yeah.
And conceived there.
Yeah. So
that would be tricky, that one.
Originally, and like for many years, it was just one flight line. And it was they'd have like large line of sight models, like helicopters, like huge. So some models are bigger than like full size Cessna aircraft. That's how large we're talking, And then like the last 3 years they've split the flight line, so it's become like a helicopter flight line. There's the FPV racetrack, which last year was formed part of the series, didn't it? I think like
it was part of the
ESA, was it, or something?
Yeah, the European Motorsports Association, and I think this year, if I'm not very much mistaken, it is leading towards the FAI, the international one.
Right,
international qualifier, I believe, but
because there were quite a few big names last year. There was Banny, there was Tom, and there was HPI guy. Rich was there. So I don't know if that's going to be the case this year. Do you know, Andy?
I'm sure they will be.
Yeah, so if you want to chat to those guys, they'll be there. It's yeah. It's a really good event, and they have like full scale stuff as well. The only thing that I found last year is like the FPV like bit is so far away from the flight line of the other stuff. Like you can miss stuff walking between the two. I guess it's kind of like a festival, you know, when like
there's this enormous sea of caravans between them.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
it takes about half an hour to get through the caravans to get to another flight line.
And it's a huge thing. Like they have like thousands and thousands of people, and they mostly congregate around the line of sight flight line. I think just because that's
where the main
like,
displays are, really.
Yeah. I was surprised to see FPV like not as popular. I thought it was all going to be about FPV, and I got there and it was all about the large models still. But it's usually always a good turnout at Western Park. Loads of stuff to do, loads of food, they even have like.
Can't you just say it's really crap so I don't get pissed off now?
It was really crap for me last. It was crap for me last year because that's how I ended up on this show. No, I'm just kidding. I got absolutely sunburned. I still suffer today with the. Anyways, we talked about that.
The trauma. I bought some After Sun as well. I'm just gonna lather you.
The heat last year was ridiculous, wasn't it? For Western Park. But it's pretty. It's not just about. I think I spent actually last year. I probably spent like an hour at the FPV thing because there's just so much else. And I knew quite a lot of people there from my old club because they all went. So I ended up chatting to loads of people and stuff. So
he spent half an hour awkwardly looking at me, being like, "Oh, that's Jack. Shall I say hello?"
Yeah. Because I saw the show from when what was his name when Jay first contacted me. I was like, is that guy from that show?
Is that a big hairy git?
And then a year later, he's poking his finger in me whilst I'm doing FPV on a beach.
Oh, I got right in there.
Oh, that sounds so romantic. He's poking a finger in me on a beach.
Yeah.
That's like a northern proposal, that is.
I need to upload the outtake of me writing twat in the sand next to Tony.
Yeah, the outtake is I let you do it.
Yeah, that's the funny thing.
You're spoiling the magic term.
Sorry.
I thought you didn't know about it because I was flying, and when Jack showed me the picture, I just like burst out laughing. I was like, that's just so funny.
I just let him do it. I just let him get amused by these things.
It was only a matter of time. All I had to do was sit and wait till he actually flew. But I was like, "Put your goggles on. Put your goggles on. Put your goggles on." Finally, puts his goggles on. I'm like, "Hold the transmitter, then." And he's like, "Oh."
Yeah. Back briefly to Western Park. One thing I would say not to miss is to hang around and wait for in the evening. I'm pretty sure like the guy in charge of health and safety clocks off and everything goes slightly mental.
He does what?
Clocks off.
Well done. That was
very good.
Not penis. Well done.
I've never seen so much things be on fire all at the same time.
It's like these huge, like some of them are manned, some of them are not. They all seem to have LEDs, fireworks firing off of them. They're just, it's absolutely crazy.
Dangerous.
Yeah. I was a part of that when I was younger. I used to fit LEDs all over my Nitro models, and then they get like a horrendous number of them flying at the same time. You know, and back then it wasn't 2.4. So like it was really it was dodgy.
I'm guessing that's when the flight lines split up so they could have multiple ones, was when 2.4 came in and you could not worry about having like pegboards and stuff.
Yeah, that was probably the case. In fact, it's funny, last year I think I saw a sign that said 2.4 only. Like they still have to remind people not to use 35 megahertz. I guess there are some people, maybe some sort of old-fashioned clubs perhaps still using it. So, yeah.
Normally the ones in the sandals and the socks.
now, Tony, that would be stereotyping.
Sorry.
You're only a few months away from that.
Oh, shut up! Do I? You're going to get one of these in a minute.
Oh, do Hobby King deliver to Brazil? Oh,
Don't
I don't know.
Hobby King
Don't
deliver
know.
everywhere, don't they?
From my experience, they struggle to deliver to the UK.
They're just as rubbish in all other countries as they are right here. My
It
experience.
wouldn't be Hobby King if they weren't, but Andy's on their good terms again, so he's keeping his mouth shut.
Actually, they said they were gonna send me like one of their wings, and that never turned up. So there you go, mate.
I think Hobby they've got a new graphene battery, I think, coming out soon. Well, I saw an advert for it anyway.
I
had
got
an
a wing
email
from them, but I didn't get. I told the guy I set the video and asked him what he thought of it, but I didn't get a reply. So perhaps not much.
Yeah, a guy named Ian contacted me, and then I never heard of him again. Might be the same.
I'm checking my email. That rings a bell.
Might be the same dude, but he ignored me. He probably found all of my Hobby King videos or something.
Well, he didn't find my one. Well, unless he did, saying Hobby King should shuffle off and die. But
Wow, Jesus, don't hold back.
yeah. Oh yeah. Ian McGregor. He's based in Australia. That's him.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, he said he was going to send me. Is it the Tomahawk?
The Tomahawk. Yeah, that's what I got through.
Maybe he's seen this.
Maybe he's from Nigeria. It's like,
Well,
you want Hobby King lot.
Yeah.
Brazil. Anything new in the FPV scene? Anyone? There's normally something changes like every week. Anyone heard of anything new?
No, not really. I think like that's the thing with like FPV at the moment. Nothing's really changing, is it? I think, but then again, it's kind of like the weather's improved, so I think everyone's just out flying, you know, the gear that they've got and just enjoying it, which you should do, really.
Maybe that's it. Maybe people. I haven't really seen much products coming in, and there's a lot of people out getting on with it, which is, I suppose, good stuff. I met two people. I went out to do this backpack review I was doing, and I bumped into one woman that was walking a dog, who talked to me about having she's got a Mavic Pro. And then when I was out in the field flying a big quad, a guy came up with a sort of mini racing quad and said he saw my channel and just came over to say hello, which is bizarre. Just two people met in one, and it was a work day as well. I thought it was just me that doesn't go to work anymore, but yeah, other people just slope off and fly quads.
No, people do it.
Well, I believe there's some news from the FPV Wing Racing Association in that one of the reasons they haven't been able to run the spec class races in the UK is because they can't get hold of the spec class motors, but they've managed to get some permissions from the FPV Wing Racing Association kind of main body over in America to use some other motors that we can get hold of. So hopefully they'll be able to actually organise some racing soon with the spec class.
Oh, I do have a bit of I don't know whether it's exclusive, but I was told yesterday that you know how we got like the Runcam splits that does the whole HD you know, at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The Runcam have got a DVR coming out where you plug your FPV camera straight into it, and it records like the non-interfered sort of DVR footage that your goggles would if like it got a completely clear signal. That seems to be like become a thing. People sticking DVRs on the actual copters and recording their sort of standard definition. So Runcam.
All right, I see.
I heard yesterday that Runcam have got that coming out, but yeah. Other than that, just I think there's loads of I'm seeing like loads of RTFs coming out and loads of products.
Mr. Frost in the chat has just reminded us there's Furious 2.4 stuff's coming out.
Oh yeah, and all that stuff on the rapid fire and stuff as well.
And Joe Ski FPV, the Session 5 price drop that everyone's gone out and got. I went and got mine today. So the Session 5, you know, is being cancelled and not being made anymore. Well, Argos have just dropped the price of the Hero Session 5 Black to £129.
That's amazing, isn't
So
it?
I've seen a lot of people on Facebook. I put a post out saying, this is cheap now, go and get one. So I went and got mine and just put it in the cupboard away, ready for when my other one dies.
I think all of this will happen, and then in 3 weeks' time they'll come out with a session 6.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely screwed everyone.
Yep.
I can see it happening. Now they say there's no market for the session, but there's if you look at a session there must have been so much work that has gone into it. I really struggle to believe that they're just going to ditch all of that. I really do. But I guess
a court case with Runcam.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything. It's bizarre.
So I think we might see something. I'm just hopeful though.
I was hoping to sell my Hero Session 5 in 3 months' time for $1 million.
I don't think that.
Don't look like it's going to happen. Bloods is saying in the chat that the Halo RC Nemesis Stretch X launches tonight/tomorrow. True X 3 and 4 inch. I think that might be inch.
It's
3 or
a
4
metric
inches.
version of an inch.
It's an inch.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Frank?
I was going to say, wasn't it Zero in the chat a few weeks ago who said that probably the reason why they've given up on the session is that they kept on getting so many sent back broken into pieces. Well, something's obviously terribly wrong with this.
I struggle to believe that they say there's no market for it when everyone on YouTube has got one. Like even just like non-quad people. My friend runs a GA pilot vlog. He's got like 4 of them, and like just everyone uses them.
It's the repair thing, though, isn't it? You spend £1 a month to get it repaired. They can't repair it. They just give you a new one. So
well, perhaps they need to maybe revisit that policy, because
I think
I would rather have the session 6.
That's what they're losing on. I'd like to think there's a session 6 in the pipeline, same size or smaller or something.
The goals are open at the moment. Then again, do we need a better camera than the Session 5? But I would just love 4K 60 Super View, but I guess it's not going to happen.
I think they could do that. They just haven't. It's like Phantoms and DJI. They can do it. They're just holding it back. They're releasing little bits and bobs to make you.
I noticed that Steele's done away with his big DSLR camera for his vlogging and has gone to a GoPro like you, Tony.
Yeah, it's just easier. It just
copying Tony. He was like looking at Tony's setup.
Wow. That's how it happened.
That Steele vlog thing really bugs me with his stupid dead cat thing that always hangs into view.
It's
annoying.
He shaved his dead cat.
Oh, has he? I haven't watched that one.
I know, it is hella annoying. I trimmed mine when I got mine with scissors.
You sound like Jack. Jack spends all I do now is late at night watch Jack trim his bush on live on the internet.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Male Grooming Podcast.
Yeah.
God's sake, I'm glad I've been in bed.
I was actually quite worried because somebody's cutting their lawn, and I realised that Jack wouldn't be bothered because all he does is just cut his lawn virtually. We're talking about Jack's Twitch channel. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about him trimming his particulars.
Yeah, I was assuming this was a euphemism for something.
No, what we've been doing lately is riding Tony really hard, both together.
Well, it all is one big innuendo, really.
Wow.
To be fair, the entire. I mean, are we even allowed to say what it's called, Jack? That you do on Twitch? What?
I don't get it. Like, it's nice weather, and you guys are like,
I know.
playing this weird 8
Do this gay
Pokemon
farming
Minecraft thing.
Yeah, it's not nice weather at 11 p.m. at night, though. You can't do much else, to be fair.
Yeah, it's an evening thing. It's Jack's happy place. Jack likes being there, and
God's sake,
And if you ever wanted to sit in a bath late at night virtually with Jack and you know.
Oh God, I need to
Very
actually
strange.
watch this now to see what's happening.
Oh, I loved I loved. I was streaming. I was finishing off the oscilloscope, which spoilers because I think I mentioned it.
We actually built it, and does it work now?
Yeah, it works.
You
Oh,
actually
well
scope
done.
things for a change.
Yeah, hang on. Let me just grab a battery.
I soldered something on there as well.
Did
I
you,
know.
Tony?
Yeah,
Hang on.
and it works. Quick. There's a guy called Ladders FBV. I like that name, by the way. Hi, chaps. I'm new to FBV and got to pop them on Saturday and Sunday with my baby. Had a great time. Just wanted to say thank you for all your efforts.
Oh yeah.
Hooray.
Hey, there you
Does he
go.
mean
Very
an
welcome.
actual baby, or is he talking about his quad?
Might mean
Ah.
baby hawk. Who knows?
So we'll connect the
Oh dear.
thing to the test line.
Jack gone into stream mode.
Yeah. This is still LDO, by the way, people.
When you plug it in.
It's when he starts playing 80s music. That's when you worry.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when we mute him.
Yeah.
That's when you start worrying. Yes, okay, disclaimer, I know.
Do not help thief. Report fake kit seller.
That's my favourite bit.
Well done, Jack. I'm pleased at my soldering.
There you go.
You need a nice case for it now.
Look at that. And we can do the
Does things and everything.
speed as well.
Zero says better than Nightcore. That is true. Yeah.
There you go. Oh, it syncs up with the frame rate of the camera.
So to go back to drones, Andy, I want to know what happened with the racing. Who won? What was the deal? Because like when I was there on the Saturday, it got to like, was it 4 o'clock, and the British weather kicked in and it sort of threw everything up in the air, right?
Yes.
a little bit.
Yeah, so you saw you saw Gale and Painless doing a little bit on the PA about Gale's experiences, and while all the DJI stuff was up in the air. So we had Luke very kindly flying his Inspire. You were on a Phantom, Andy?
Yeah, Phantom 4 that wasn't recording, unfortunately.
There was Ash flying.
Pro.
I know.
Ash was flying the Mavic. And
Yeah,
someone
Mavic,
had a Spark up at some point as well, didn't they? I think.
Was it Gail's husband?
I think he had the Mavic Pro while Ash had the Mavic Air. If I'm
Oh, right.
not
Yeah.
entirely wrong. Anyway, so yeah, there was all the DJI stuff up in the air, and there were loads of people taking photos of that. And then the University of Southampton finished all their pre-flight checks, including they have a pilot.
Pick number one. I only took 3 hours to go through that checklist.
Yeah.
That thing was crazy though.
And yeah, they got that up in the air. And that was good fun. I liked the knife edge passes that they were doing. That was good. So this is this massive 3D printed twin engined and amine engined. It's built for reconnaissance kind of thing. It's for surveying
Spying on
farms.
people.
It's ostensibly for surveying wind farms, but there's potential other uses for it as well. They've just bought some things that I've made at work, which is good fun.
Fallen was flying something apparently.
Yes, Aspire.
That's Luke.
Yeah, that's it.
Flying the Inspire.
He was a nice man, wasn't
Yeah, he gave
Lovely
me
man of the hour.
He gave me some props as well. So
Yeah, brought
Props
Andy
to
RC
him.
props.
that was amazing because, like, yeah, Luke had been listening to the show a couple of days before. I didn't even remember saying it, but yeah, I bought some props and they turned up as the wrong ones, and he had them. So, like, I actually was able to put my video out much earlier because he got me those props. So, cheers, Luke.
Oh wow.
That Inspire was cool as well. That was I've never actually seen an Inspire. So
I always wanted a Aspire. Isn't that so nice?
You should pick one up now. Adam's got one.
Yeah,
Like,
you can probably get them quite cheap now.
yeah, you could probably buy the one off Adam for really cheap because he doesn't actually know what to do with it. So you could actually have some negotiations.
I remember seeing one at that show in Brighton for the drone day, and I talked to a guy that fly one, and because I said, "Oh, that's really good," because it just come out and it's doing its old thing. I said, "Oh, how come you're just flying it with a little phone now?" He goes, "I've just bought an Inspire. I can't afford anything else." Everybody has a nice tablet, not him. It's like
I think that probably was Adam, wasn't it?
There were at least 3 of them there
Fair
at
enough.
the time. So don't know. I don't
Maybe,
think so.
maybe not. Yeah, so University of Southampton flew, and we briefly managed to get into a bit more flying. I think a bit more racing rather. Before the rain decided it would arrive. The rain was actually only around for about 3/4 of an hour, but that was enough to scare all the racers off. So they decided they would rather come back the next day and try again. So the track the field rather was handed over to the FPV Wing Racing Association UK branch club, whatever it is. Andy Stevenson and those guys, they got a bit blatted out by some people in the pits that didn't know any better, but they did manage to. I saw someone go through a gate at some point.
Yeah, I've got some. I think I might have uploaded some DVR footage actually to the Dropbox. Those wings guys were they were crazy. I think a couple got obliterated from what I saw. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for your video files.
I know, Tony. I know. I got so
I'm
much.
gonna
I'm
say
still
it
doing
every
it as well.
day on here until you.
If you look at my
upload it.
if you look at my channel, there's been a video every single day for the last 2 weeks. It's been crazy. Like when it comes to it's just been. I think because I don't usually take like 2 days off, and so when I went to mini air show, like that was like the result. Yeah, so I got behind a little. I mean, I'm it's fine, but I want to do it, but like I'm get chased and stuff all the time. Where's the video, etc. So
mainly, right?
Sadly, stuff like that has to get put on the back burner.
You've hit 50,000 now, haven't you?
I know. Do you know what? Let's Drone Out has hit 1,200. No one's
Have we?
Yeah, you didn't even look.
I was no more interested in yours.
Yeah,
he's gonna do it in a minute. He's gonna do it.
It was amazing.
He didn't even have time to open my present.
I know, it's ridiculous.
You want to show
by the way,
present?
oh my god, I'm so embarrassed, Jack.
What?
Do you want to see your present?
Yep.
Right, present him.
I had an incident.
Moment of weakness.
Many moments of weakness.
It only seemed a couple of weeks ago that you were on a liquid-only diet, and now he's like whole thing of biscuits. Just chuck them down there.
Yeah, that kind of. So when did I open it, Jack? I'm hoping it was
yesterday evening.
Now
I was hoping you were going to say 2 days ago, like. No. So yeah. Since then, it's been an incident. So Jack very kindly sent me a present for getting 50,000 subscribers. So thank you, but unfortunately,
well, it was more thank you for helping me fix my PC as well.
Well, I tried, didn't I?
Yeah. That's it. You and Andrew, Frank set up my whole.
What did I do? Don't blame me.
Frank's magic scene.
Oh, Frank's magic scene. Yeah. Fair enough.
Well, I'm afraid to say, Andy, that there aren't many biscuits left for you.
It's all right. I've been through more than my fair share of biscuits over the past few days.
Oh, man,
he's got exactly the same thing, but with bagels.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Tony.
And I was very disappointed, Jack. You promised me a bagel.
I know. Digby Dan screwed me over.
Don't pass the buck.
Jack did send me a box, though. It got some interesting things written on it. Would you like to?
Don't show your address.
God.
I won't show my address. I won't show the box. But
I bet my name's on it somewhere.
Hang on, let me see. So I received this box. It says on the top, latest drone to review. And
Show
then,
it. Cross the thing out and show it.
it wouldn't come up on this camera anyways.
Oh.
It says fragile on the front. I think that might be a reference to his Twitch handle.
Yeah, but I kicked the living shit out the box.
It now says, you know, you're talking about Tony. Tony's talking about like saying when's the Let's Run Out video coming out for the trip, and it says on here, finish the tricopter or die. That's what it says on the side. Andy, we know where you live.
This is true.
And then I watch you, it says.
I'd be worried
And then
about
it
that
says,
one.
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Oh, God.
And yeah, and I actually, the postman handed me this, and like the look on his face, he was like, what is this guy, what is he doing?
Tell them what was in it as well. It was
What?
It was biscuits and a
It was
knife.
biscuits and a knife to, you know, we won't say or can't say why there was a knife in the box, but there you go.
Butter the biscuits.
Yeah, to
Hey,
chop the biscuits up. Yeah,
That's
So-
it.
yeah, that was an interesting package to receive. I'm
So
glad,
thoughtful.
I'm glad that I found it and not someone else when it said, I watch you on the side and we know where you live. It was quite, yeah. But anyways, thank you for the biscuits. It was worth it.
No worries.
So, there you go.
Frank, I will get you a bagel at
Right.
some point.
I want you to send it to him.
Post it, yeah.
I can't post a bagel.
I still haven't actually answered the question that you answered at the beginning, Andy, which is what happened on Sunday and what happened with the race.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm still presenting, I think. How do I need to,
Yes.
do I need to push it back?
Self-defense.
Is that what someone said? Yeah.
Just to bring it back, just before Frank goes, on the racing wings, it was really interesting to see, actually. It was so mental because did you notice there was a full-size drac racing around there next to these little tiny wings?
Yeah.
So it'd be quite interesting for them to get a spec class because at the moment it looks a little bit lopsided about who's running around in what. But that drac did some amazing things to say. I think it was probably being flown line of sight as well, wasn't it?
Was
I
that the
think it
drac
was,
with
yeah.
the? Because on Sunday when we were packing up, there was a drac flying around with the DJI race. What is it? The race goggles and that whole system. I can't remember what it's called. ProSight, is that the right one? No, that's something else. Whichever one it is, the DJI racing goggles and their FPV digital thing. That was amazing.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I went home. I was tired. Ed Bruce Ratcliffe, who's been on the show, he's building his spec class this weekend, apparently. So good on you, Ed. Good luck. I know Ed was quite good at line of sight with his plane, with his wing. So he should be quite good at that.
Yeah. But yeah, on the Sunday, quickly before everything wraps up.
Yeah, it's taken like an hour for Andy to get through like 10 seconds of information because we keep interrupting him. Sorry, go on.
So Sunday was a lot quieter. We had pretty much from 9 till 4. I think it may have even gone a bit past 4. Just pure racing apart from 1 hour. I think it wasn't even an hour at the were about midday when we had Tony back on taking the spotlight with the X class and showing that off, and we had the finals for the freestyle. So Matt Evans won the freestyle. Louis Evans got a notable mention and runner-up prize from NJ, and the racing was won by Next Blades. So Gary Kent, Brett Collis.
Oh, come on. Who couldn't have guessed that one? Next
Well,
Blades winning.
it was pretty close between Next Blades and Final Rush. So I think there was about 5 laps between them out of over 100 laps. So it was pretty close.
I think their boy band has grown now. They've got about 60 people in their boy band now.
You and your next blades hate, Tony.
I think
I
also
don't hate them.
I think another important result that should be mentioned, which I think just as important as the racing, was the results of the pub quiz. LDO, I think we came dead last.
No, fifth.
I split
Was it
away
fifth?
from them and won. I've got the
Yeah,
cup
the
here.
reason why Tony won is the person who wrote the questions was on his team, and it was Phil who was on his team, and he wrote the questions.
Who's that then?
Phil.
He
Phil
wasn't on
wrote.
my team. He didn't sit there and tell me any answers.
He was sat right next to you the
He
entire
didn't
time.
tell me any answers. I am not a cheat.
He didn't do all the questions anyway. We did really well on the music one, and he didn't do that one.
We had latency issues on the app.
Oh yeah. I
We
think
were-
it was between Ash's brain and Ash's thumb. I think that was where the latest.
Yeah, and too much of that.
Yeah.
No, the pub quiz was awesome.
It was Steve and Steve was so good on that.
He was really funny as well.
We got to do that again.
Massive
actually.
thanks to Steve Gladding and Gemma Dodge. They came at I think they were driving all night to get there for Saturday morning, and they hang around late even though they weren't feeling too well on the Sunday, I think. So massive thanks to them and for lending us the radio mics and all the gear that they lent us. It was really amazing. Thank you very much for all of that help. And good luck with the wedding next year.
Yep. And Jack, thank our patrons who you haven't thanked for the last couple of weeks. I think you should say thanks personally.
Yes, it doesn't help. Yeah, and you. Thank you to all our Patreons. You guys are awesome. You kept us running, keep us going. There's also going to be stickers in the quad box. Is that right?
Yes, there's quad box going out from Drone Bit soon. So there's stickers in there.
Yep.
All helped by you guys. Thank you.
Big shout out to Steve Gadlin, Ferdy, and who else is the main people?
Mikey Dread.
Mikey Dread.
How can you forget that, man?
I wasn't too sure if it was Mikey. Also for the bonus podcast, guys, I'm gonna put up a post. We're gonna play. Are you guys all right to play Velocidrone?
I can't play it.
Give it a go with my stupid gamepad, but
Andy RC.
Yeah.
Cool.
Although I should say, I don't know if you guys know, and this could cause a problem. There's been an update this week to Velocidrone. Have you guys installed it?
I updated last night.
How do you what?
Jack, it's like
DJI all over again. You go out into the field and you go, right, I'm going to fly. I'm at an epic location, and it says you didn't update, you loser.
It's like 4 gigabytes as well.
No. Shit, how do I update?
You
update.
No, you don't have to, and it probably will work. I just think, they've changed the interface completely, though. It looks completely different.
I could be very wrong, but I think.
Well, are we on 1.12?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
All right, I'll start downloading now.
I think it's just more tracks, isn't it? And they've added the TBS. What's that new TBS model that's come out?
I couldn't find the gravity anymore, which disappointed me because
I actually ended up talking to the developer because I was having performance problems with it, and it turns out they've got this new feature called True Lens, which makes things look amazing. But if you haven't got a serious gaming rig, don't turn it on because my frame rate dropped to like 10.
Is that the newest version then? Is it? Wayne?
Yeah. I've seen footage from it. And we were saying before about Liftoff being much prettier than Velocidrone. Well, with this on in a really good PC, it does look really good.
I'll have to try it. I literally downloaded it before the show because I was like, oh, if you guys are all on that and mine doesn't work like that, that'll stuff it. Tony, you need to get something to play it so you can play with us because that would be awesome.
I have got it on here, but only the demo.
trial.
Yeah.
So you'll be
the-
Guys, donate and we can gift it. There's a donate thing on my Twitch and we can gift it to Tony then.
Oh, it'd be awesome to have Turner. It then wipe the floor with all of us.
How much is it?
It's like 30 quid, I think.
Oh shit, yeah. If
Is it, or is that wrong? I might
we'll raise money. We've got £5 in the kitty so far.
It's about 15, isn't it?
Thanks to Wayne.
I wonder when they're going to start calling it the TBS simulator, because it's very like TBS-y everywhere, isn't it, in Velocidrone? Especially if you look at the updated version, it is anyways. But Tony, we would love you there, because it was. Although I want to say to Jack, though, don't call it a tutorial when I'm trying to do a trick and copy and Road to Riot and say this is Andy Rossi's tutorial.
I know.
Actually, was really helpful, Andy. I went back, and because you explained about how it was about looking back on the angle, I went back and I tried it, and I started hitting it.
Yeah.
And it was actually looking, well, if I say so myself, pretty good for a while.
Yeah. We were trying to do trippy spins, and
I don't care what you say, because you could quite easily use that as a tutorial, because you talked it through, and if you just listen to what you said rather than do what you did, it works.
And we all got it doing it in the end, didn't we?
Yeah. And the thing is, you can watch the whole thing, so you can find out the context if you watch it all. I've got no choice. It will only let me clip to a certain amount.
Oh,
so
there was no trace.
So my hands were tied.
Okay.
I've got a Nevada
NVIDIA
force or something sticker
Oh
on my laptop with that.
Nevada, he's got a tiny Kurt Cobain inside his PC.
Does that make it work better?
That should be
Little
enough.
green sticker.
Oh my god!
It says something like Intel something 17 or 1.7. Does that make it good?
What's what? You got an i5 or an i7?
i7 it says.
Oh, should be pretty good. Should be pretty good.
And there's a button what says USB 3.
Tony,
it's like the turbo buttons.
Press the button, Tony. Press the button.
I'm pressing it.
All right, guys, we're gonna call it a night there. Thank you so much. You've been listening to Let's Drone Out. You've been joined by Andrew / Frank.
Goodbye.
Andy RC.
Good evening.
Little Tony.
Bonjour.
And Curry Kitten.
Hello.
And I've been Brighton Till I Fly. And a big thank you to all our patrons. Don't forget, if you have got a spare $1 or $2, please donate to the Patreon to keep Let's Drone Out running. And maybe one day we can get Zencaster. And when you listen back on the podcast, it'll be really nice.
I think it's quite nice anyway.
Really nice quality. Don't forget, I'm posting my Twitch. We're going to be over there playing Velocidrone. So go there now.
I thought it was a Patreon stream, but never mind.
Yeah. Well, we'll stop it an hour before and then record that.
Right.
What?
Okay.
So everyone,
bye.
see us there, and then we'll play for a bit, then stop, and then do a bonus. Cool.